It ain't what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. Mark Twain. Normalcy bias is when people underestimate the possibility of a disaster and the possible effects of that disaster. Everything is fine today. That is our illusion. Voltaire. Normalcy bias is a direct result of people failing to question things, blindly obeying authority, or failing to apply logic to a new set of information. This ignorance is bliss mentality is so dangerous during times of upheaval as they fall into a false sense of security. This leads to no urgency to take massive dramatic action in the face of crisis. History has shown over and over again that just when things seem so peaceful, it is only because that they are so controlled. This is a natural precursor to things exploding out of control. The worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. We live in denial of what we do and even what we think. We do this because we're afraid. Richard Bach. Normalcy bias is not only true on a personal level, but on all levels of society. This is a major cause of systemic failure, since those that are in power assume that they are masters of the universe and that everything is fine. Normalcy bias is the idea that since disaster has never happened, it will never occur. Or in the case of those who own our paradigm, they believe that they have the power to manage disaster with the power of the media, military, or the printing press. The problem of the crisis we are going to face is going to be unlike any other in human history, with the worldwide, mathematically inevitable collapse of currencies and paper assets. Those that are in power think that it's going to be another 2008, and that if they just print enough money, they can get their way out of anything. The money that they're going to print will actually cause the major shift in paper assets. The people this time around will realize that they cannot trust anybody. The markets are rigged, segregated brokerage accounts are stolen, titles on properties are unclear, and most importantly, the currency in which all these assets are measured in has terminal cancer. This will result in quadrillions of paper assets trying to rush into anything that's real. This rush of digital fiat cash into anything that's real will result in the system being broken. Those that are holding any real assets at the time of the crisis will eventually not accept any paper for their real assets. When this happens, it will disrupt every aspect of your life and neuter any control that the elite may have over the situation. This normalcy bias also has dramatic effects on the people even after a new reality smacks them in the face. People with a normalcy bias will have an incredibly hard time reacting to a new reality. They will not be able to question what they see with their eyes with logic. They cannot believe that they or those that were in power were so wrong. They will waste precious time dealing with the fact that they were so wrong, and this often results in self-destructive behavior. As people do come to terms with this new reality, it will naturally lead into the anger phase of the awakening, where the emotional response from those that are completely unprepared will override any logical response from the elite or anyone else for that matter. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And where it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Frank Herbert.